explanation about what is breathing exercises. And before I begin, I just remembered a very interesting anecdote, which was also there on the social media and shared very heavily on the social media also. This was a true incident about a very senior citizen who was inflicted with COVID, and he went to hospital. And when he got the hospital bill, he started crying because it was a hefty bill, and he spent a decent amount of time there on ventilator also. So when he got that bill, he started crying. People thought that, maybe he cannot pay the bill. That's why he's crying, and so on and so forth. But then what the gentleman shared is an absolute true fact. What he said was that for these many number of days, I have for breathing, these many number of days, 5, 10, or whatever the number of days it was, I will be paying close to, the amount that he said, which was a very hefty amount. And all these 90 years I have been breathing, I have never paid even a single penny to God. So I'm thankful to God for giving me that breath, which is free, and I have lived for that, because of that. Really heart-touching, and related to the subject also, why breathing is important and what is the explanation. Okay, so now here from the explanation point of view, any exercise, now this I take up, from with credits from the Collins Dictionary as well as from a medical dictionary, Fairlex and Partners. Any exercise, this is the first credit goes to Collins Dictionary, any exercise that is intended to promote effective, okay, note the words effective, okay, effective and healthy breathing and breath control. Control, the word is control, okay, and because control, when we set targets, when we set goals, control plays a very important part in that, okay. Or again, any form of breathing exercise in which there is a switch from shallow, rapid breathing to deeper, slower breathing, okay. Now that again is control, okay. If we see the difference between them, besides the muscular activity, it is the duration, okay, the control. Now, these are some of the explanations that come up about the breathing exercise there. Okay, thank you, Manjuji, for your very beautiful words that you've shared on chat. And at the same time, any exercise used to control breathing as a strategy to reduce stress. Okay. From the mental health point of view, what is there is in order to reduce stress, there is it says that they use controlled breathing exercises. There is a strategy, there is a program for that. I'm not going into those details of those programs and all. This is just some information about breathing. Okay. And at the same time, any exercise that enhances the respiratory system by improving ventilation. Okay. Strengthening respiratory muscles and increasing endurance. Or any one of us who are following the fitness regimen, the physical fitness regimen, we know that how much muscle, how much muscle power is required from the body, and begins with breath. Okay. Everything begins with breathing. So strengthening of respiratory muscles and increasing, because the more lungs are powerful, the more is the endurance there. Endurance, in other words, when we talk of endurance, it is very closely related to stamina. Okay. As to the more higher the endurance, more the stamina. So increasing endurance is something, any exercise that for the respiratory system, because that's where oxygen is gone in, oxygen is absorbed, goes into the body, burns the various elements, and to produce that energy. Okay. Now, some of the advantages of breathing exercises. Okay. The first, improves I mean, it's not in serial order. It could be the order is random. There is no, there is no way that we can suggest the importance of breathing exercises in a serial order. So this is a random order. Okay. Improving immunity. Okay. Now, when we say, we wonder how can breathing improve immunity? But the thing is that it releases toxins with carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, as it is within the body, is within the lungs, is a toxic material. But then it releases of other toxins also through the breath. Now, that's where the improving the immunity section comes. Second, of course, from the mental point of view, just the point there, that it helps in relaxation. Well, this is something that we always say, if at any situation or at any time, we get agitated or we get anxious or anything of that sort happens, which kind of disturbs our mental equilibrium. What we say is take a deep breath, okay? And we stress on that take a deep breath. Even those who suggest, those who are by our side, they will just stress on the fact, deep breath, okay? So, accordingly, now since the stress is there, we take a few deep breath, inhale, exhale, and the rush of oxygen to the brain it sends that message that calm down, okay? So it helps in relaxation that way. And this is a very common thing, which is a very common tactic, which is used when anybody is in stress. Anybody in stress, those around you, whenever that kind of a situation comes, just ask them, take a deep breath. Okay. Now, other than that, from the muscular point of view, breathing involves lungs. It involves the heart. It involves the upper portion of the body. Not going into the medical, not giving medical terms, chest upwards. We can just, I would just refer it to that. The cardiovascular muscles. Cardio is heart, again, a very important element. As long as it is pumping, we are alive. If it's not pumping, of course, there are machines also there. But, when we are talking of the original, increase of cardiovascular muscles, the muscles which are cardiovascular. Number two, improves the blood pressure because toxins bahar nikalte hain. When the toxins are released, the body, jo blood hota hai, ya pani hota hai, ya jo kuch bhi andar hai, there is no toxic material there. So it reduces the blood pressure also. Again, moving ahead, these are some of the advantages that I have just listed, not all. Again, what regular deep breathing does, this was just about breathing. Regular deep breathing